History is not shaped only by creation, but by destruction. Moments when cities vanished, technology failed, and nature showed no mercy. Today, we explore 7 of the biggest things ever destroyed in human history. Real places, real dates, and disasters that changed the world forever. Let us begin. Number 7, Pompeii, a city buried alive. Date 24th August 79. AD time, around midday. In 79 AD, the Roman city of Pompeii was a prosperous and lively place. Homes were full, markets were busy, and people lived without fear of danger from nearby Mount Vesuvius, which had been silent for centuries. Around midday, the volcano erupted violently. A massive column of ash and smoke rose high into the sky, blocking sunlight and turning day into darkness. At first, many residents were confused, not realizing the scale of the disaster. Soon, hot ash and toxic gases began falling rapidly. Breathing became difficult. People collapsed on streets inside homes and while trying to escape. Roofs caved in under the weight of ash. Entire buildings collapsed, trapping families inside. Within 24 hours, Pompeii was completely buried under meters of volcanic debris. More than 16,000 people are believed to have died. The city vanished so completely that it remained hidden for nearly 1,700 years. Pompeii stands today as one of history's most chilling reminders of how suddenly life can disappear. Number 6, Chernobyl, invisible destruction. Date 26th April 1986. Time 1:23 a.m. At 1:23 a.m., a reactor exploded at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant during a late-night safety test. The explosion destroyed the reactor core and released massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. Unlike fires or bombs, this destruction could not be seen or felt immediately. Firefighters arrived without protective gear, unaware they were being exposed to lethal radiation. Many of them died days later. The nearby city of Pripyat was evacuated 36 hours later. Residents were told they would return soon. They left behind homes, food, toys, and personal belongings, never to return. Radiation contaminated land, water, and air across large parts of Europe. Entire neighborhoods remained frozen in time. Chernobyl did not just destroy a power plant. It destroyed lives, futures, and an entire region's safety. Even decades later, the area remains uninhabitable. Number 5, Hiroshima, a city erased in seconds. Date 6th of August, 1945. Time 8:15 a.m. At exactly 8:15 a.m., an atomic bomb detonated above Hiroshima. In less than 1 second, temperatures reached thousands of degrees. Buildings vaporized instantly. People closest to the explosion disappeared completely. Around 70,000 people died immediately. Hospitals were destroyed, and medical help became nearly impossible. By the end of 1945, radiation sickness increased the death toll to over 140,000. Survivors suffered burns, blindness, cancers, and lifelong health problems. Hiroshima became the first city destroyed by nuclear weapons. The event changed warfare forever and introduced the world to atomic fear. From that moment onward, humanity understood it had the power to erase entire cities in seconds. Number 4, Titanic, the unsinkable. That sank. Date 15th of April, 1912. Time 2:20 a.m. The RMS Titanic was the largest and most luxurious ship of its time. It was believed to be unsinkable. On April 14th at 11:40 p.m., the ship struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic. Water flooded compartments faster than expected. Lifeboats were insufficient. Many passengers did not take the danger seriously until it was too late. At 2:20 a.m., the Titanic broke apart and sank. More than 1,500 people died in freezing waters. The disaster exposed human overconfidence and poor safety planning, leading to major changes in maritime laws. Number 3. Krakatoa. Island destroyed. Date, 27th August, 1883. Time, 10:02 a.m. The volcanic island of Krakatoa once stood between the islands of Java and Sumatra. For months before 1883, the volcano showed signs of activity, small eruptions, tremors, and ash clouds, but nothing prepared the world for what followed. On the morning of 27th August, Krakatoa erupted with unimaginable force. At 10:02 a.m., the largest explosion occurred, releasing energy equivalent to hundreds of megatons of TNT. The blast was heard over 4,800 kilometers away, making it the loudest sound ever recorded in human history. The pressure wave traveled around the Earth multiple times. The eruption triggered massive tsunamis, some reaching 40 meters high. Entire coastal towns were wiped out within minutes. Ships were thrown inland. Villages disappeared completely. More than 36,000 people lost their lives. The island itself was almost entirely destroyed. Large portions collapsed into the sea. Ash and debris were thrown so high into the atmosphere that global temperatures dropped for years, causing strange sunsets worldwide. Krakatoa was not just a disaster, it was nature rewriting geography. It proved that Earth itself can erase land, history, and human life without warning. Number 2. The Great Fire of London. Date, 2nd of September, 1666. Time around 1 a.m. In the early hours of 2nd of September, a small fire began in a bakery on Pudding Lane. At first it seemed harmless, but London was built almost entirely from wood. Buildings stood close together. Strong winds blew relentlessly. Within hours, the fire spread out of control, becoming the Great Fire of London. Firefighting methods were primitive. There were no modern fire engines. Attempts to create fire breaks were delayed by fear and poor leadership. For 4 days, flames consumed the city. More than 13,000 houses, 87 churches, and most public buildings were destroyed. Historic landmarks vanished forever. Nearly 80% of London was reduced to ashes. Although few deaths were officially recorded, tens of thousands were left homeless. Families slept in fields outside the city, watching smoke rise from everything they owned. Medieval London was completely erased. The city was rebuilt with stone, wider streets, and new safety laws. But the old world was gone forever. Sometimes destruction does not just end a city, it forces a new one to be born. Number 1. Fukushima. Modern nuclear failure. Date, 11th March 2011. Time, 2:46 p.m. At 2:46 p.m., a powerful magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Japan. Minutes later, a massive tsunami followed. The waves overwhelmed coastal defenses and struck the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Flooding knocked out backup generators and disabled cooling systems. Without cooling, reactor temperatures rose rapidly. Over the following days, 3 reactor cores melted down. Hydrogen explosions tore through reactor buildings, releasing radioactive material into the air. Authorities ordered mass evacuations. More than 150,000 people were forced to leave their homes, many with only minutes to prepare. Entire towns became ghost cities overnight. Farmland, rivers, and ocean waters were contaminated. Some areas may remain unsafe for decades. Fukushima shattered global confidence in nuclear safety. It proved that even advanced technology can fail when nature strikes with overwhelming force. The disaster was not caused by a single mistake, but by a chain of vulnerabilities exposed in minutes. Fukushima stands as a warning that modern civilization is never as secure as it believes. These were not just destroyed places. They were destroyed lives, histories, and futures. For more deep, powerful history, content like this, subscribe to Sevenverse and explore the moments that shaped our world. History remembers creation, but it never forgets destruction.